If tomorrow morning your bank account was frozen, no warning, no explanation, just a short email saying we've decided to end the relationship, what would you actually do? Because this is no longer a hypothetical scenario. This is happening right now to entrepreneurs, investors, and even to very powerful public figures. And the most dangerous part is that it doesn't happen because you did something illegal. It happens because in the eyes of a bank, you became inconvenient. I'm Matteo Maglia, Partnership Manager at GloboBanks, the banking introduction company for international accounts. Today, I want to talk about something most people still don't want to accept. The banking for reputational reasons is real. It's accelerating and no one is immune. Let's start with a case that should have scared everyone. Nigel Farage, former leader of the Brexit movement, a public figure, a millionaire, someone who had a long-standing relationship with one of the most prestigious private banks in the UK. His account was closed after decades, not because of fraud, not because of tax issues, not because of criminal activity. The official reason is values were not aligned with the bank. Think about that for a moment. If a major Western bank can decide that your opinions, your public stance, or your reputation are enough to cut you out of the financial system, then the real question is not why him. The real question is why not you? And this is where most people misunderstand what's happening. They think the banking is politically. They think it only affects controversial figures. They think it's rare. It's not. The banking today is primarily a risk management decision. Modern banks are not built to defend clients anymore. They are built to defend themselves. Over the last 15 years, regulation have exploded. AML, KYC, FATCA, CRS, enhanced due diligence, reputational risk frameworks. The penalties for getting it wrong are massive. Hundreds of millions in fines, growth restrictions, license threats, public scandals, and so banks made a very simple calculation. If a client generates a few $1,000 a year in profit but carries even a small chance of regulatory, reputational or politically risk, the math doesn't work. It's cheaper to close the account. No investigation, no discussion, no appeal, just exit. This is why you see banks closing accounts first and asking questions never. And this doesn't only affect politicians, entrepreneurs in crypto, or investors operating internationally, business owners with multiple jurisdictions, people born in certain countries, people sending or receiving money from non-standard destinations, people with a media exposure, people with strong opinions, sometimes even people doing absolutely nothing unusual, except being slightly outside the average profile. The uncomfortable truth is that modern banking is designed for average, predictable, low-risk clients. If you don't fit neatly into a box, you are a problem. And when you are a problem, the system doesn't try to understand you. It removes you. Now, here's the part almost no one talks about. There are two completely different banking systems operating in parallel. The first one is the public system. Online applications, forms, algorithms, automated risk scoring. You apply, you are scanned in seconds. If anything looks unusual, you are rejected or later offboarded. And once that happens, your name doesn't disappear. In many jurisdictions, rejections and closures are shared internally across banking networks. One no can quietly become many. The second system is the private system, relationship banking. This is not new. This is how banking worked for centuries. Access through introductions, private profiles, human judgment instead of algorithms. Direct conversations with risk and compliance teams. In this system, context matters. Your business model is explained, your transactions are anticipated, your profile is positioned correctly before an account is ever opened. This is the system high net worth individuals have always used, and is the system that is becoming more valuable as public access keeps shrinking. This is exactly where most people make fatal mistakes. They assume that having more money is enough. It's not. Algorithms don't care about your balance. They care about risk flags. They don't understand nuance, they don't understand international structures, they don't understand complexity, and once you're flagged, the damage is already done. This is why the banking feels sudden and brutal. From the client's perspective, everything is fine. From the bank's perspective, the decision was made weeks or months earlier. Now, let's bring this back to Nigel Farage. His case wasn't about a single bank, it was a signal, A signal that reputational alignment is now a banking criterion, and if that applies to him, it applies to anyone operating internationally, publicly or independently. So, what's the real solution? It's not hiding, it's not arguing with banks, it's not opening random accounts and hoping they survive. The solution is structure, jurisdictional diversification, multiple banking relationships, access through professional introducers, banks that actually want international clients, banks that are built to handle complexity, not afraid of it. At GloboBanks, this is exactly what we focus on. Not opening a bank account, but build banking architecture. Now, we analyze profiles before any application is made. We select jurisdictions that fit the client's activity. We work with banks that understand international business. We introduce clients directly instead of throwing them into public funnels, because in today's environment, access is everything. The people who suffer the most from the banking are not criminals. They are entrepreneurs who waited too long, investors who relied on to one bank, business owners who assumed stability was guaranteed. It isn't. The banking is not a future risk. It's a current one, and it's not personal, it's mathematical. So, if you want to have more information about we could help you creating your banking structure in multiple jurisdictions, you will find a link below in the description of the video. You can click on it, share with us little information about you, and one of our managers will reach you out and help you understand how we can help you. Let's see in the next video.